Good morning, students. Today we are studying Civics, Chapter 1 and Equality. These are important headings and subheadings of the chapter. The first heading is Key Elements of Democracy. Second is Equal Right to Vote. And third one is Other Kinds of Inequalities. Fourth, Recognizing Dignity. Fifth, Equality in Indian Democracy. Sixth one, Issue of Equality in Other Democracies. And seventh one, Article 15, Indian Constitution. Last one is Summary, Challenge of Democracy. The first heading is Key Elements of Democratic government. These include people participation, the resolution of conflict, and equality and just injustice. Second one is equal right to vote. UAF, Universal Adult Franchise. Universal means every citizens are equal. Adult. Adult means the people who are 18 years, above 18 years. Francis, the right to vote. Gandha, a domestic workers story. Gandha is one of the many people who live in democratic India and who have the right to vote but whose daily living and working condition are far from equal. Apart from being poor, people in India experience inequality in different ways. Each of these based on real incidents in people's live and reflects the different kinds of inequalities and exist in India. Gandha is politically equal and socially unequal. And third one is other kinds of equality. Jyotan, the story of Om Prakash Valmiki. Om Prakash Valmiki, 1950 to 2013, is famous Dalit writer. In his autobiography, Jyotan, he writes, I had to sit away from the others in the class and to on the floor. The mat ran out before reaching the spot I sat on. Sometimes the hood beat the without any reason. Dalit is a term the so-called lower caste use of addresses themselves. Dalit means broken, and by using this word, lower caste are pointing to how they were and continue to be seriously discriminated against. Recognizing dignity, it is disgraceful to live at the cost of one's self-respect is the most vital factor in life. Without it, man is a cheaper. To live worthily with self-respect, one has to overcome difficulties. It is out of hard and ceaseless struggle alone that one drives strength, confidence, and recognition. Equality in Indian democracy. Provisions for equality in Indian constitution. First, that every person is equal before the law. Second, no person can be discriminated against on the basics of the religion, race, caste, place of birth, and whether they are female or male. Third, every person has access to all public places including playground, shops, and markets. Fourth, untouchability has been abolished. The two ways in which the government has tried to implement the equality by different laws. There are several laws in India that protect every person's right to be treated equally, and second ones by government programs and schemes. In addition to laws, the government has also set up several schemes to improve the lives of communities and individuals who have been treated unequally for several centuries. For example, midday meal scheme. Midday meal scheme all government elementary school to provide children with cooked lunch. First started in Tamil Nadu in year 2001. The Supreme Court asked all states government to begin this program in the school within 6 months. benefits. More poor children have begun enrolling and regularly attending school. Students' attendance has improved. Their mothers need not interpret that what to feed them. It has reduced caste prejudices. Dalit women have been employed to cook the meals. Sixth point is issue of equality in other democracy. Example of United States of America about the African American whose ancestors were the slaves who were brought over from Africa. The Rosa Fox, 1913 to 2005, was an African American woman. Tried from a long day at work, she refused to give up a seat and a bus to a white man on 1st December 1955. Her refusal that day started a huge agitation against the unequal ways in which the right movements American treated the Civil Rights Movement and Civil Rights Act of 1964. The civil rights movements, the America civil rights, the huge agitation against the unequal ways in which African Americans were treated came to be known as Civil Rights Movement in America. Civil Rights Act of 1964. Due to the movements, the American government passed this act. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 prohibited discrimination on the basis of race, religion, or national origin. It also stated that all schools would be open to African American children and that they would no longer have to attend separate school specially set up for them. Most African American children can only afford to attend government school that have fewer facilities and poorly qualified teachers as compared to white students who either go to private school or live in areas where the government school are as highly rated the private schools. As Article 15, prohibition of discrimination on grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, or place of birth. The first one is the state shall not discriminate against any citizens on grounds only of religion, race, caste, sex, place of birth, or any of them. No citizen shall be discriminated on grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, place of birth. Everyone should have access to shops, public restaurants. The last one is summary challenge of democracy. No country can be described as being completely democratic. There are always communities and individuals trying to expand the idea of democracy and push for a greater recognition of equality and existing as well as new issues. The issue of equality affects various aspects of our daily lives in democratic India. The equality of all persons and their being able to maintain their dignity is upheld.